Can Zebra truly not sound as punchy as Spire? Is Zebra just cursed with paper-thin envelopes and yucky-sounding voice, unison, detune, and an outdated sound? Let's take a look in this video. First off, I just want to start by showing you that I've tried to make this as scientific as possible, making sure that these synths are on an equal footing, particularly in terms of gain staging and making sure the envelopes are going to be, or the filters are going to be modulated by the envelopes to exactly the same point with key following and, that kind of thing. Here are the sounds of the raw oscillators for both synths. Here's Zebra. And here is Spire. All right, they're both at the exact same volume. You can see when I flip between them, this little RMS bar, the thicker or the darker, more vivid green right here, is going to be the exact same. Which means that the fundamental partial, this one, is the same between each. You do hear a difference, and every synth has its own character, its own tone. Spire particularly has a bit brighter of a oscillator with its saw, which we can see by zooming in to the high frequencies in this spectrum thingy. Notice how Spire is higher right here? Spire is higher, it's got brighter high frequencies than pretty much any other synth that I've used. But anyway, when the raw oscillator sounds like this. Okay, that's what they sound like, and they both have voice drift on. So, to be fair, Spire has a bit more extreme of a voice drift, but it's only by like 1 cent more than Zebra. Now, let's take a look at some filters and envelopes with both of these babies. Spire, we are using the Perfecto filter, the low pass 4, modulated with the second envelope option to begin with. So it's the kind of the slower, maybe a little bit less punchy than the first one. Don't worry, we'll get to the first one. But just to start, let's line this one up with Zebra. On the Zebra 2 native VCF low pass excite, and let's listen to what these sound like. Okay, now I've tried to get those as close as possible, and that is using a blend of the decay on the envelope, modulating the filter, cutoff, and this slope thing, which is a really cool thing that Zebra has. And as you can tell, while they are very close, it is nigh impossible to get them to sound the exact same. But I don't know that I would call either one of these more or less punchy than the other. I certainly wouldn't say that Zebra has paper-thin envelopes and that you just, it's their envelopes, the envelopes of Zebra are just slow. I don't think I'd say that. I think it comes down to how well you know how to work the synth that you're using. Of course, there is something to be said for the ease with which you can get punchiness out of Spire's envelopes. But now let's check out Spire's super punchy envelope. That first option, that super exponential guy. By the way, I forgot to show you the envelope with the Diva filter in HC version of Zebra. Oops. I don't know if you care about that, but that happened. So I am using a Diva filter again for this next comparison with Spire's super punchy envelope. And to do that, to be fair, to be quite honest, I'm not using the envelope, any envelope in Zebra for the cutoff modulation. I'm using an MSEG, a multi-stage envelope generator, which I guess technically is an envelope, but it's not one of these quick and easy ones. It's I made this to match up with Spire's envelope as best as I could. If we zoom way in, here's what I did. And what's nice is that you can save this as a preset and you can just load it up if you want to when you start Zebra. But let's hear what this sounds like. Let's start with Spire. Could I have done a better job? Maybe. Let me dick around a bit here. Well, if you ask me, that sounds pretty damn close. You'll notice again the brightness with Spire's envelope is quite a bit brighter, or with its filter, just because the maximum filter range for Spire, it goes all the way up, whereas the Diva filter in Zebra does not. So it's not quite possible to get the exact same, but you know, if I have to be, I mean, they're different, but how different are they? I mean, in a mix, do you think anyone's going to care that one sounds just slightly different? I'd say they're both pretty damn punchy when you want them to be and when you know how to make them. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, let's listen to the Oscillator detune here. They're in mono because Diva filter is mono. And yeah, let's do it. See, that Diva filter doesn't quite open up all the way. Let's turn off the filters. Now here's what they sound like. Do you find yourself thinking one sounds more modern than the other? I don't know that I do. I do acknowledge that Spire has a brighter top end, but other than that, I think really what it comes down to is knowing how to use the synth that you're trying to compare one to the other. So, paper thin, I wouldn't say that. Outdated, I mean, the Diva filters are based on vintage, technically outdated filters. the VCF goes all the way up if I want it to, like Spire does. Outdated? I don't think so. What do you think? Tell me, what do you think of what I have shown here? I really want to know in the comments on this video. Please talk to me. See you.